Josie's in for Katie. A woman pulled a shotgun on a 7-year-old trick-or-treater.
What?
She's 35 years old. This happened in Austin, Texas, where everyone has a gun. She pulled a loaded shotgun on a 7-year-old on Halloween. Her porch light was on, but she wasn't handing out candy. She was handing out bullets.
That's what a news report.
Goodness. That was pretty good.
Just because you rang the doorbell?
Yep. Neighbor says cops got called to her house this year for some sort of issue, but this year she's really in trouble. Pulled a gun on a 7-year-old. And so people were going up to the door. She got agitated, and she just finally lost it. It wasn't anything against that 7-year-old. It's just, stop ringing my doorbell. Turn the light off. Everyone knows that.
The porch light off.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
We do have our official attorney, Lisa Lanier, on. Good morning, Lisa.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, they don't mess around in Texas, too. But you know what else? They don't mess around with punishment either, because this lady she's facing really serious charges. They charged her with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which in Texas, she could do 20 years. It's
oh, my gosh.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm tougher on crime than Jason, but that seems like a lot.
Oh, it's a lot. I mean, and that's, like in North Carolina, this would be the same crime would only be punishable. It would be a misdemeanor and would only be punishable by 150 days.
Why the radicalness in the law?
It's Texas.
Well, it's just different. Yeah, different states, have different gun laws. And in Texas, where this happened, because she pointed it at a child, that added the aggravated. So it wasn't just assault with a deadly weapon; it was aggravated because it was a child. So it's just a little bit more, more serious penalty there. And she's had problems on Halloween night in the past, and she came out and yelled at everybody. And then she went back inside and came back with a loaded shotgun. Crazy.
Yeah, talk about nuts. I'd like to be married to her. Jeez. What I was going to ask, but it gets tricky, though, outside of this, where, let's say you're a gun owner and somebody's at your house, not on Halloween, or you feel that you might be in danger of some sort. Like, it seems like there's a lot of gray area of what you can and can't do. Or if you feel threatened and you're in your car and you have a gun, can you, show somebody I got a gun, and then can you get in trouble for that? You know what I'm saying? There's so many different scenarios that if you're a gun owner, Jason always has a loaded gun everywhere he goes. He has it right here in the studio, which is very scary.
Put that thing away.
He's usually pointing at me. But
I do not.
But what are those different scenarios? Like, if someone comes to your house and you're not sure, are you okay to show them that you have a gun just because you feel scared?
Well, if someone enters your home and they don't have a lawful reason for being there, so, they've broken into your home, then you absolutely can use deadly force. There's a presumption in the majority of jurisdictions that says if somebody's an intruder in your home, they don't have a lawful purpose for being there, then you can shoot them. Same is true of your car or your workplace. But, you can't, if they do have a lawful reason for being there, then you don't have that option. If it's your roommate who's moving out, or, a friend that you gave the key to, or something like that, very different scenario. And where the biggest gray areas happen, I think, for the gun owner, is where you're awakened or something in the night, you're confused, you think it's an intruder. It turns out, it's your 17-year-old's boyfriend sneaking out, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what about if somebody's in your yard and they're, threatening you, but they're, in your yard?
Well, in most jurisdictions, if they've been inside the house or they've been even on your property, in most jurisdictions you can use deadly force, but it's going to be different. Like there have been cases where people were fleeing and they were out in the yard, and those people have the gun owner has typically been charged with something. But it depends. I mean, if they've been in your home, a lot of times the gun owner can get away with it. I mean, these castle doctrine, stand your ground things, there's no duty to retreat. And, if the person has an unlawful purpose in being there, you can typically use deadly force. So it's going to look pretty bad if they're fleeing.
You should,
and they're, unarmed and that kind of thing.
I think you're probably better off if somebody's on your property and you have a fear of your life. You're probably a little bit more covered than somebody just standing there and you think not doing anything.
Right, yeah.
If they were coming after you with their own weapon or something like that, fear for your life. I mean, because somebody could be on your property, and if they don't have a weapon or anything, but they're soliciting, that's not.
Oh no! I mean, I was a missionary.
Solicitation's
I was a missionary for 2 years, knocking on people's doors for my church, and luckily I didn't get shot by anybody. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have guns or anything. I'm not talking about that. But if somebody's in your yard being aggressive and trying to fight you, I didn't know because you're outside that maybe you can defend yourself, but what to extent?
Right
Now, Jason, you have a concealed carry, right?
Mm-hmm.
if you have a concealed carry, because I've heard people get charged with brandishing a firearm, like showing somebody. So what if somebody, like, let's say you're out somewhere and you feel a little bit threatened. Maybe they're just it's getting tense. Maybe you're arguing with somebody, and maybe you lift up your shirt to show them you have a gun. Can you get in trouble for that?
I think you can, because you have to be in fear for your life. Because if you're going to go for it with your gun, in my opinion, well, actually, Lisa's on the phone, but if you're going to go for your gun, you're going for your gun because you're ready to shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not sure, though, on the
brand. You don't want to do that if you're just in an argument with somebody. You don't want to brandish a weapon because, you can get in trouble for that. And certainly pointing it at them, is like we said, it's not quite as bad as it is in Texas where you can do 20 years, but you can get that 150 days if you point it at somebody, even if they've yelled at you or you're in an argument with them, because you've just escalated it by pointing a weapon at them.
Yeah, because I can see that's probably one of the reasons I don't have a concealed carry is because I don't know if I can, like in an argument thing, I think I would just like want to lift my shirt up and be like, yeah, I got something here for you.
Well, we've seen it in the text messages. You go low, you snap real quickly. Yeah. Snap.
I've always said that, and when I was at the first concealed carry class that I did years ago, and then I let it expire and had to do it again, the guy was very adamant about carrying mace, because he said with mace, when you're unsure and you don't know what to do, a lot of people, when they come to rob you, let's say you're in a parking lot of a store like Walmart or something in the middle of the parking lot at night, and typically the person comes right up to you, and then you can see the gun at that point. But if somebody's like 10 feet, 15 feet away from you, and they're about to rob you, but you don't know for sure, the worst case scenario, you used mace and you made a mistake, but you didn't kill him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was like a Walmart worker who didn't have this vest on.
Right.
Yeah. And they're not, typically a robber's not 20 feet in the parking lot pointing a gun at you saying, give me all your money. They're doing it more clandestine, I guess you could
coming
say.
like right up on
They're
you.
coming right up on you. They don't want to make a big scene, and then you can see what it is. But 20 feet, you could be like, stay away. And if they keep approaching, then you can use mace. If you just shoot the guy and he's approaching, that's a problem.
I'd heard in a concealed weapons class, I didn't go, but I've heard, Jason, maybe you know, maybe Lisa would know. They say never pull out your weapon unless you're going to fire it. Because they say they've had so many cases of people having their gun turned on them. Let's say somebody's actually attacking you.
Right.
And they'll pull out, like, get back! They said, if you're going to pull out your gun, you should start shooting.
I guess it depends how far away.
It's rule in the streets, too.
Or you're never supposed to, I know you're never supposed to have your finger on the trigger and
unless you're going to fire.
Unless you're going to fire. But
well, and if they're just hitting you, it's also a problem if they're just hitting you or shoving you or something, then you pull out a gun, because you can't. And outside of the castle doctrine, you're just out in the world. You cannot meet non-deadly force with deadly force.
Okay.
So you have in that situation, you're like out on the sidewalk in a public place, and you and somebody are in a shoving match. You can't pull out a gun and shoot them.
No, and I think
just escalated that.
To that point, like let's say you approached the situation, and all of a sudden you saw this guy beating the heck out of a girl to the point of almost death, like stomping on her head. Then you could possibly use the gun. But if it's not deadly,
yeah, for defense of somebody like that, if it looks like there's some kind of a deadly situation going on and you're using it to save her life, then yeah. But if you're just in an altercation with somebody and they're using non-deadly force against you, you can't escalate it.
So what I'm hearing you say, Lisa, our official attorney, is that if I'm going to talk trash, it needs to be in my house. That way I can shoot and kill them. Okay.
Or on your yard. On your yard, as long as they're not running away.
Yeah. So I'm talking trash to Jason. I need to invite him over to my house and have the gun ready.
Right.
I wouldn't advise on your property, as Josie said, because you're getting in an argument with somebody on your property that's never been in your house, that's just on your property, and you're fighting with to shoot them, unless there's some kind of deadly threat or they've been in your house. I think that's a problem.
I was also just making a joke. All right. So,
and I was also thinking that's never happened.
We're joking on that one. Yeah, we're just joking on that.
And I actually have a
you
gun.
Really don't wanna,
that doesn't have bullets, and I don't even know where the bullets are at this point. And I'm like, I need to go find, because we've moved several times in 3 years. I can find the shotgun,
right?
And I'm like, there's no bullets in it.
My husband put mine where I can't reach it, which is like the first shelf, because I'm so short. I was like, if there's what am I supposed to do? I have to like shimmy up a step ladder somewhere in the house.
Go find a step ladder, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, she's great. Official attorney of Jared and Katie in the morning. If you're ever injured on the job, contact her right away at hireaheavyweight.com.